Welcome back guys, Arla here. Get yourself a beverage, get cozy because this is a long one. We're playing our second tournament of BP04 Cosmic Mythos. I'm playing Ram Dragon this time. I'm trying to play the more or less meta list, but trying out Lightning Blast in the deck. I know some people don't play it or play 1 or 2 copies. I'm blasting the full 3 just to test how it feels between Conflagrate, Lightning Blast, Bahamut and another removal to see if I really need it or if I can get back to playing more low drops like Bell Ringers. In the opposite seat you can see Isma. He's our rune player of the shop. He's quite seasoned with the rune archetypes. He has been playing rune since BP1, even when it wasn't the best choice perhaps. He has been having a lot of success with his lists. He knows the decks in and out, so it is very exciting seeing him play Chimera Rune. He has been playing a 43 card list, I think. We have it in the description if you wanna check. He thinks that the number of spells is very important to be able to keep the flow of cards running with penguins, the new owls and cards like that. So he doesn't mind the extra copies. It's not a crisp number like 40 that I guess is the right number for a very curated list, but for a start and to see how it feels, what he likes and what he doesn't like, it's a nice breathing room to just play some spells that usually he doesn't, so he can see if they fare well in the new meta. My game plan here is to keep myself over 30 if possible, so I don't die to the first Chimera he plays, or if he just sets up one Chimera. I know that he plays 3 in his deck, so not possible really to avoid the second one, but maybe give myself the room to play aggro the turn he plays the first Chimera, so I can maybe kill him with a fort or something like that is my main goal. I can't pressure him in the early game that much, but playing low drops in the first turns makes me just force him to use his resources, so maybe one of them sticks eventually. Maybe playing multiple of them will be better, but I don't play that much low drops, so I just play the Kellen in the first turns, even if it isn't on course, just heal myself a little and forcing the issue. So this way he doesn't have as much options when he wants to discard the spells, because he has to keep some removal in hand. As you can see, it doesn't really matter, he is clearing my board every turn, but the first forte has been very crucial. Just he can't answer it really. He hates forte, he sees it a lot in the shop. There are a lot of dragon players and he has been suffering them since BP1 because it has been one of the best decks really. We're playing with this new mats we got, so you can see how we use our mana. We are not so used to it, so we may fail a bit on just keeping it 100% clear, but we will learn with time. Right now he's just checking if he already has the spell chain needed for his plays. I just got my 1x Shenlong, so I discard some removal that I don't really need versus him and just get myself healthy again. I think that maybe with 6 health Shenlong will stick around for a bit, but nothing of the sort. He just kills it with 2 damage from a Lamplit and a Falice. Falice is a really nice card that I don't see in very much any list of Chimera that I've been checking online, but I think that in a meta full of Andromeda, Egg Haven and maybe some swords on the map, it's very good just to clear the bodies, and if they have 5 health he plays Fire Chain 2 just to deal 1 damage to each of them that survives. So I think that this is a very good tech that he, recognizing the meta of our shop, just plays. Right now I have to deal with this board. I'm thinking about how to do it really, but I also want to cycle my hand, try and see smaller and smaller followers for me to play. It would have been ideal to play some Olivias at this point, but I didn't get them in time, so some removal and ramp will do. Next turn I have 9 play points already, so Israfil can come down, Bahamut can come down, Genesis Dragon as well, so I'm happy really. This is a very nice cure for me, but I was fearing that I am not pressuring him that much. I don't know how well he will deal with my 10 health bodies, but something tells me that he will be able to just sling 3-4 spells to kill each of them, because well, I will play 3, maybe 4 of them, but if he only has to deal with 4 or 5 followers in the whole game, he will manage. Merlin 2 is a very big tool in this deck. It has to be played with a little bit of caution because, well, she shuffles your deck, so you can't really set up before you use her. You have to wait a bit to send the chimeras to the bottom, so at any point when you play Merlin, they don't just disappear and you don't draw them again. It's very important to know where your chimeras are so you can play properly. I know that Isma playing 3 of them is very proactive in using them in turns that they don't necessarily kill you, so he can clear the board and just establish a 7/7 that really is able to pressure the life or your opponent if it is not answered. So this makes actually 6 board clears in his deck between 3 Falis and 3 Chimeras. He won't use all the Chimeras for board wipes necessarily, but he can draw them to do that work. I just play my first Israfil up to 27 life. I'm close to my goal. I have another Israfil in hand, and I'm just thinking that maybe he won't be able to deal with the second one. I was expecting some chain of removal for this one, but as you will see, he just starts setting up the Chimera, so I know it's coming, it's not that far. Isma plays with oversleeves too, so his deck seems very big, but there are actually less cards in his deck than you expect. So you have maybe to ask him for the number really if you are concerned if this turn will Daria get the Chimera, maybe next turn. Right now I'm just thinking, well, he has set up, so Merlin can't come down to get any extra spells, and I was hopeful. Isma has seen this in my face at this point, and he's just telling me that no, I have no problem on clearing this, I'm just figuring out how do I want to do this. So he is very confident about his capabilities, which makes me even more nervous. I didn't feel good about this matchup. I didn't feel like I could necessarily pressure him enough. I play 3 Fortes as many Dragon players do, but with only one I didn't feel so safe. Here he just gets 1 point back, which is unfortunate for him. He actually knows in and out the number of spells and the number of followers, so he expects what he's going to get. I know that many of us should be playing like this, but we are not maybe used to it. He is, and as you can see, he just deals 10 damage with 2 spells and the active ability from the Shadow Mage. This card hasn't been played really in the last meta, but well, if you want to deck yourself, it's a very good card, and if you are playing very many spells as Isma does, it's very cheap actually to develop. Here, well, I just have it written in my face. Second Israfil, second Evo, clear the mage, so it's harder for you to kill my second Israfil and hope for the best. Get myself at 30 HP, so over 30 HP I should say, 31, so I know that a Chimera doesn't necessarily kill me, but what I don't think that much about is, well, Chimera actually clears the board too, so when I see him start counting the cards in his cemetery, I'm a bit concerned. I'm thinking, nah, no way it comes already, and there it goes, first Daria. We were talking after the match a bit about this kind of plays. In my testing with Rune Chimera, I've been feeling very bad about playing Daria if it isn't just to close the game, because I'm testing a 40 card version of the deck, so I mill myself so much that I don't have room to play 2 Darias in one game. I will actually mill myself if I do. So when I see him just comfortably playing Daria and getting 5 cards and his deck seems healthy, I wonder maybe the 43-45 card deck is better to abuse these Darias. And here we were just wondering if there were 30 cards, so he put back the Chimera in the EX area to check if he had to play maybe the inside for free or something like that. But nah, no problem, there were 30 cards, so I go back to 1 HP and I have to think, well, what about now? And it is very telegraphed what I do this turn, you will see, but as I was saying, I'm playing Lightning Blast. So what can I do here? I don't have Bahamut in hand, so I can't establish a body and actually just kill the Chimera and Daria, so I used pass, and he's wondering, well, what are you conceding actually, or what is this? And then he realizes, oh yeah, there is a new card that may be able to do something here, and well, there it is. I banish both of them. Here Kosaka comes to actually correct the play. If they don't go to the cemetery, they are banished. So it doesn't matter at this point because he already has a spell chain 30 if another Daria is played, but well, it may be useful for another scenarios. Here, just as he was thinking that the game is already won, he isn't tryharding that much and he just put the Surefire Bullet in the cemetery instead of the bottom. It was relevant in case he may be able to deck himself, but no problem. He actually knows what he's going to do, what is he looking for. At this point I see him digging and I think, well, how many cards there are? And he just counts them. I think there were 6 cards left, and I search his cemetery to check if there are any Chimeras left in the deck or if he has just dropped them all. And yes, there is one more Chimera in the deck. I know that I have to be careful and I have really to raise him at this point. If I don't, I will just die in a matter of seconds. When Stella comes down and he checks 4 cards, well, I know that I'm screwed because Stella just looks at half his deck at this point, and I have to kill the Stella. I have to make him discard 2 cards, so it just isn't any possible play I can do at this point. I was thinking maybe double Olivia will do something here, but I don't have it. I just have 1 Olivia in hand. I keep wondering, but I think that I'm defeated at this point. We were just talking about what was a possible line to win. Maybe double Olivia into a Genesis would win if he doesn't draw the Chimera, but he has set up the deck with Stella just now. In hand we know that there is no Chimera, but we can see a Daria from here, which I wasn't thinking about. So I make him discard and gain 3 life. There goes the Witch Bolt, and if a second one was in my hand, I would have been able to survive. So no Daria in hand, he can't look for 3 extra cards, maybe he doesn't top deck the Chimera, but well, he just does it with the Daria. There is the Chimera and another 30 to my face. This was the gameplay. I think that this is a very cool deck to see in action if someone plays it very well, so I'm glad I have been able to bring it to the channel. I hope you like it. Leave it in the comments. What do you think about the decks? What do you think about the gameplay? And well, see you next time, guys. Bye!